Midwest Bank is proud to be your local community bank right here in Lincoln. This is Kim with Midwest Bank. We know there is more to your business than numbers and spreadsheets. For us at Midwest Bank, the people who make up a business matter most. We believe in getting to know you and your business and providing customized banking solutions that help protect your business and help it grow. Schedule a free consultation with us today. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank. Learn more at midwest.bank. Member FDIC.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
HealthLink is elevating the human experience with holistic health, weight loss, nutrition, fitness, and wellness solutions. They offer one-on-one health coaching while personalizing nutrition and wellness plans for structure and simplicity. HealthLink provides nutritious foods such as high-protein entrees, meal replacement snacks, and supplements. But that's not all. If you mention 93.7 The Ticket, you'll get a 5% discount on your order and $20 off your first month if you start a HealthLink subscription. Find your missing link with HealthLink today on the southeast corner of 70th and Pioneers or by phone at 402-858-9356.
Time for a new heating and cooling system? Get the options, brand, and efficiency that best fits your family and your home. Call Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
A fall aeration by Judson Irrigation will help maintain your lawn by maximizing the effectiveness of your watering and fertilization. Judson will flag the locations of your sprinkler heads, followed by a deep core aeration to give your lawn the breath of fresh air it needs. Schedule your aeration today. Your lawn will love you for it.
Let us aerate today to ensure a healthy head start for your lawn next spring. Go to judsonirrigation.com or call Judson Bylene 402-420-6277.
It's the fall sports season, and that means that the school year is back in session and you're planning road trips for Nebraska football games and following your kids around to their different events. Stop telling yourself you'll upgrade your car someday and do it now. Mullen Motors Lot is full of great vehicles to take home so you don't have to worry about your current car struggling through another season. Come check out their lot just north of 48th and Lake and find your next ride. As your fall schedule gets busy, you'll need a reliable way to get to your destinations. Mullen Motors.
No taglines, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is Old School, sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Broadcasting veteran Derek Pearson.
When you find something that moves them, that makes them smile, celebrate it. That's your task. That's your superpower.
Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman.
Rifles a pass. It was tipped. It's picked off by Foreman. He's at the 15, 10, 5. He'll score!
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
You play bad in Minneapolis. Anyways, what up? Happy Friday. Beat Purdue, Eve, Jay Foreman, DP, Austin Orman. We're coming at you live from 1040 O Street, the mecca of sports radio in the state of Nebraska and the great city of Lincoln, Nebraska. We are brought to you by the Mercado, Certified Piedmontese Special Ingredients and Butcher Shop. I hope you guys took the time and the energy to go over there and partake in their lunch special, but then also dip your head into the butcher shop, because once you step foot in the butcher shop, you will not leave without 1, 2, possibly 3 or 4 items, and then think about what you should have got when you're halfway home, especially with the weekend. That is definitely a grilling weekend, particularly after Nebraska gets done beating the brakes off of Purdue and watching some good college football, topped off by Bama or Georgia at Bama at the nightcap, but then also some interesting games throughout the Big Ten and the national scene. Got my two co-partners, or partners in crime. I guess co-partners is too formal. Partners in crime. A lot to talk about.
Let me launch the first salvo.
Okay, go ahead.
Friday. Two things, actually. One, I just got back from Omaha and was asked by Pete Ferguson to come up and talk to some scholars. And got an electric situation with about 150 scholars from up there from around the state. And shout out to Pete, because Pete is constantly doing good work, looking out for our young people, kind of reminding the adults of what we should be doing for them, around them. So shout out to that, because that was a great event, a great room. Sometimes those events can be difficult. That one caught lightning in a bottle and might have been one of the best ones I've done since I've been here in Nebraska. And then second of all, before we get into the football thing, we were asking Austin the magic number for the Royals going into like they'll take over the ticket airwaves 5:30, right? And we'll still have high school football coverage tonight on the streams. So there's that. But Austin, what's the magic number?
A solitary single number 1.
So either, is it in your mind, is it either or either?
It's either or either one.
You're good with
I'm good with either one.
Either or either. Jay, which one's your preference?
I like a dub.
Right?
You talking about for a win?
No, either or either.
Which way you say it?
Either.
I never even, that's never been spoken in my house. Never.
Auntie or auntie?
I got both. Depends on who it is.
Austin?
I am not melanated. It's auntie.
Auntie. Okay. I wasn't sure what that is. But since tomorrow will be all about the Huskers beating Purdue, I thought it would be appropriate that we do this today to give Austin his flowers for being a loyal Royals fan and going through it. He for some reason, I knew he'd be in blue today. I knew he'd be in that.
Storm Chasers, stirred up. League championship last night, too. Good omens. Good vibes.
Yeah, I don't care about it. The Storm Chasers. Just kidding. I know people do, and it matters. But Jay, would you hand Austin this to see what his impression of that is? Because, properly to celebrate.
You got the Jay Foreman smirk.
To celebrate, you have to have something that is playoff worthy.
Woo!
See,
hey man, is that what's his face autograph on there?
What it looks like.
So man, you just
what is his face, Jay?
Bobby Witt Jr.
There it is.
I even know who he is.
Well,
one of my favorite basketball players loves Bobby Witt Jr. Man.
Asking for the 7 hat.
You had me confused because this has 5 on it.
Yeah,
like
but I wanted
George
the 7.
Brett.
No, I wanted the 7 hat.
Yeah.
Right?
Let's go.
It's got the 7 hat. So he's got the 7 hat for the Royals.
Let's go. All show.
I got hater. I'm hating. I'm just straight up. I'm hating. I'm Eric Strickland and you LeBron. I'm hating on you right now. I even became a little bit of a fan of Bobby Witt because my man Ian loved Bobby Witt, man.
Ian, you're good people.
When he was because he was at the Storm Chasers for a little while, and Ian and his dad went down to Kansas City and got to meet him. Man, you would think Bobby Witt was George Brett. I want to be like, hey man, I'm your coach, dog. You should like me.
They had that battle, right? That was there. I thought so. Here's the thing. I asked Austin. We got a big week next week with teammates kicking off, and I asked Austin if he would take care of 2 things: 1, take care of teammates, and then 2, take care of Mondays with Tom Chattel. And y'all know me by now to know that when I ask somebody to do something, there's a matter of trust in handing over a thing that wouldn't normally be under my purview. And then Austin step up and say, I got you, D. I got you. So my way of saying thank you, and it is appreciated, and it is seen, it is known. Now you got some hard hat to wear.
Hey, appreciate that. Don't be surprised if I wear this every day of the Royals playoff. So
I expect nothing less. I expect nothing less than that. All right, Jay, get it.
This dude here, man. He been talking real. This is how I know the Royals are going to go to the playoffs. Austin been feeling himself lately. He been hitting me with a couple body blows, but I'm gonna be back for you though. Usually it comes from Nick or Rico. Harrison hit me out the top rope, and then Bach Bach hits you with a drive-by.
Yeah.
Bach just.
You don't see it coming.
And then he'll just laugh, belly laugh at you the whole time, and he's like doesn't hit you because you're like, dang, Bach, you just diced me up like that.
Didn't see it coming.
But I wanted to ask you about this, DP.
Mm-hmm.
This is the game that I think just last night it just dawned on me. This game between Maryland and Indiana just got ultimately so interesting. Because I was able to listen to Mike Locksley's weekly press conference, and they were talking about your boy that been doing the Maryland stuff for
Johnny Holliday.
Yeah. So they're talking about they are really, really good friends.
Yeah,
and so that caught. So I was doing something that caught my ear, but then they started to play Cignetti. And talk about how good he. I mean, he is good. He's got a great record. He's like 129 and 35. Mm-hmm. And then you got Mike Locksley, who's kind of quietly the last 4 years or 3 years, I think they've been going to a bowl game, but just been sneaky good NFL talent. And then he was talking about his quarterback and how he's actually exceeded expectations of what they thought. They had a receiver that's kind of waited his time, and he's balling out of control. And then so you got two teams that, first of all, them two coaches, they're going to score points, right? Maryland's defense seems to be better, but this is going to be the best matchup or hardest matchup for them. And then there's the Mike Locksley factor. And if you guys don't know Mike Locksley or have ever seen him or met him, he's the one of the worst, not the worst, he's the scariest type of gangster that there is. Because he's kind of like happy-go-lucky, you know what I mean? He's a bigger dude than you think, and he's got kind of like a little kind of weird voice, like he didn't have like a deep voice or whatever. He's very like personable. But then when he talked about that game, I don't know if you saw it. When he talked about Cignetti, he just had it literally. He had a switch, and I was like, oh, okay, this game means a little bit. Like he won't say it. But he's like, yeah, I want to teach this dude who the dude is.
So the quarterback and receiver for Maryland are both Barry Thompson guys. They're both Barry Thompson guys. So Billy Edwards Jr. Is a Fairfax Football Academy graduate, been in the system for a bit. When they say he snuck up on people, he really did. Yeah. One, you didn't know what his body was going to turn into. The work was being done. The body you had to close your eyes at night and hope that the growth fairy would pop in.
Yep.
And it did. And the receiver, his number one guy, like they've been working together for a bit. For Indiana, there's a receiver that sits outside that was supposed to be the other guy for Maryland.
Yeah.
And
it just don't work out sometimes.
Indiana got him.
Indiana's got like 10.
And Locksley ain't happy about it. He ain't happy about it because
he's happy. He's not happy how they got him.
Well, and the fact that you're coming to his backyard and picking his apples off of his tree, especially after he's done the development and the growth. Like I fertilized them, watered them, and now as soon as they become apples, you're gonna pluck them and make a pie. So yeah, there's some real backyard, backhanded compliments being put in play about, well, I'm paying attention to what they're doing over there. He's doing some things. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Ty Felton is a dude. And this goes to all the transfer portal kids and stuff like that just want to jump ship and just go school to school. He had to wait his time. And they developed him as well. They had a very detailed plan for him. Probably a year later than he would have liked. But now you're seeing the fruits of his labor. To be 4 games in, 600 yards. I know why Ohio State has Smith, and he's the real deal, and there's other good receivers. I think we got 2 good receivers as well. But he has obviously leapfrogged some guys that were thought to be better than him in preseason. And so the reason why I think this game is going to be so interesting is because of the number of points Indiana has been able to score against probably more of James Madison type of level of opponents that Cignetti is used to game planning against, athlete for athlete against. So it's a little bit more in his wheelhouse. And this is a great start for Indiana. You got to think they're 4-0. If they could somehow make a bowl game in his first year, he's definitely exceeded expectations, and he's right on time and on target. This is going to be the best matchup for him and the hardest game because Maryland has athlete for you on defense. The player that I think is going to really make or break the game is the running back room by Hemby. I like him. He's physical. He runs behind his pads. I think that will be the tell-all sign. But the game is so interesting because you have Maryland, who's been bowl game, and they were a little bit of a dip last year. But remember, they won 6, went to a bowl game. Then they went 8, and then everybody's like, let's see what you do next year. A little bit of a dip, 7 game, still a bowl game, but no respect, no big, not the type of respect that they should get in the Big Ten. And then here comes Cignetti, and is like pretty much saying, I'm better than all y'all. And for a coach like Loxley, that's been in Maryland before, went to Bama and all this other stuff, that always seems to be overlooked, I can almost guarantee you this game is going to be chippy.
Yeah, and I think hearing some of the commute back and forth. Now the weather will certainly play into it,
right?
Because otherwise, that's a makeable trip. That's a makeable drive. But the weather is playing into it,
right?
And quite frankly, that might affect all the Big Ten games or most of the Big Ten games that are sitting in the middle of the country towards the east. Is that you may have to change and go into your winter Big Ten offense.
You better have been
get through. Yeah,
you better have been bringing out the ball drills, the wet ball drills, the different playbook. You might have to, instead of running your inside outside zone and 11 personnel, you better have 12 personnel or 13 personnel, for the simple fact that it might be harder to gain the edge. And then also you can slow down the game, especially if you get a lead. It'll be interesting. Styles make fights, but also coaching styles make fights as well. The next game that we'll talk about after this quick break is the game tonight in the Big Ten. We're going to go through some Big Ten games. I think this game, and we'll sit on it during the break, Washington at Rutgers. Why is it so interesting? Washington bounced back, in my opinion, after a brutal loss and play call on 4th and goal. You had Will Rogers trying to run a speed option a la Tommy Frazier to the boundary with a fullback that probably would have a hard time beating all three of us in a 20-yard dash. It did not look good, but bounced back and won. But now you go all the way out to, was it Parsippany? Piscataway. Sorry. Parsippany is where a good friend of mine lives. Piscataway on a sleepy Friday night against a tough, physical team in Rutgers. But we'll talk about it after this break. Jay Foreman, DP Austin. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
A fall aeration by Judson Irrigation will help maintain your lawn by maximizing the effectiveness of your watering and fertilization. Judson will flag the locations of your sprinkler heads, followed by a deep core aeration to give your lawn the breath of fresh air it needs. Schedule your aeration today. Your lawn will love you for it.
Let us aerate today to ensure a healthy head start for your lawn next spring. Go to judsonirrigation.com or call Judson Bylene 402-420-6277.
Plains Cover Crop is your one-stop seed shop. Call us now for spring and summer forages, CRP mixes, and fall cover crop blends. We do farm-specific consulting for practical and efficient seed blends to fit your geography and goals. With a very diverse inventory, we will tailor a blend just for you. We're also looking for contract growers, and we buy and sell rye. Find us online at plainscovercrop.com. Timeless agronomy practices paired with modern technology. East Highway 20 in Orchard and across Nebraska.
Riddles Jewelry is excited to be celebrating 65 years. 65 years of so many incredible memories celebrating with each of your special moments. In celebration of the 65th Riddles Jewelry anniversary, we will be offering up to 40% off all engagement rings and all diamond fashion jewelry. The excitement doesn't stop there. Riddle's Jewelry is also offering 18 months, 0% interest, and $0 down financing on all qualifying purchases. Riddle's Jewelry has always been known for incredible customer service, one of the largest selections of engagement rings, and don't forget about the on-site jeweler. Come celebrate with us at Riddle's Jewelry, your one-stop diamond shop with exclusive Levian jewelry, Pandora Charm jewelry, and more. All at Riddle's inside Gateway Mall.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Midwest Bank is proud to be your local community bank right here in Lincoln. This is Kim with Midwest Bank. We know there is more to your business than numbers and spreadsheets. For us at Midwest Bank, the people who make up a business matter most. We believe in getting to know you and your business and providing customized banking solutions that help protect your business and help it grow. Schedule a free consultation with us today. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank. Learn more at midwest.bank. Member FDIC.
The Rabbit Hole Bakery, located at 8th and Q in the Haymarket, is the ideal place for fresh breakfast items or desserts made daily. Cream puffs, cinnamon rolls, carrot cake, sweet potato, pecan cookies, brownies, blondies. Do I need to keep going? What about bread pudding with homemade bourbon caramel sauce? Stop by the Rabbit Hole Bakery at 8th and Q in the Haymarket today to satisfy your cravings. And if you're looking for larger group orders, they do that too. Order ahead on their website at therabbitholebakery.com today.
The Nebraska Dental Foundation is holding a free Veterans Mission of Mercy Dental Clinic November 15th and 16th in Utah, Nebraska. Dental services are available at no cost for veterans and their spouses. Visit veterans.nebraska.gov/dental clinic to learn more and register for free dental services. Appointments are limited and filling fast, so hurry to veterans.nebraska.gov/dental clinic to register for this free event. Sponsored by the Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Mulberry Barbecue by Single Barrel is the answer to all your lunch and dinner cravings. They have everything from smoked turkey sandwiches to brisket burritos to burnt-in sandwiches and pulled pork. Try a dinner plate option of barbecue nachos, a half-smoked chicken, a full slab of ribs, and so much more. Don't forget their great sides like mac and cheese, cheesy potatoes, barbecue beans, or red slaw. Mulberry Barbecue by Single Barrel, open Monday to Saturday from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. at 11th and Cornhusker Highway.
Garage doors can be expensive. Are you keeping yours in the best condition possible? This is Cameron Hall with Doors Plus. Doors Plus is a locally owned business that prides itself on the fast, reliable, and friendly service. Doors Plus offers flexible scheduling so you can book an appointment that fits your busy day. My team and I will come out to your property, both commercial and residential, and provide you with the necessary information you need to make sure your garage door is in working and smooth condition. Give Doors Plus a call today at 402-590-5800 to book an appointment and learn more about our preventative maintenance plans. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
Perch Merch is your one-stop shop for all your printing and promotional needs in Lincoln, Nebraska. They specialize in screen printing, embroidery, vehicle wraps, window wraps, print collateral, promotional products, and signage. At Perch Merch, they are committed to delivering high-quality products and exceptional customer service. Their experienced team of designers and printing professionals will work with you every step of the way to ensure that your vision is realized. Call for a quote today at 402-217-5212 or go to perch-merch.com. HealthLink is elevating the human experience with holistic health, weight loss, nutrition, fitness, and wellness solutions. They offer one-on-one health coaching while personalizing nutrition and wellness plans for structure and simplicity. HealthLink provides nutritious foods such as high-protein entrees, meal replacement snacks, and supplements. But that's not all. If you mention 93.7 The Ticket, you'll get a 5% discount on your order and $20 off your first month if you start a HealthLink subscription. Find your missing link with HealthLink today on the southeast corner of 70th and Pioneers or by phone at 402-858-9356.
Back to old school with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
What up? We're back. Jay Foreman, DP, Austin Norman, second segment here. Old school on a Friday. Look, I think it looked like on social media that the Huskers they're in West Lafayette. Probably like, damn, people really go to school here, but you got to show up, kick butt, and get back. But a game that's going to be played here in about 2.5 hours has a lot on the line. And speaking of the line, DP, well, first of all, the funniest segment that we always have is when DP does the tickets, right? So, so the price to go to watch Washington Huskies at Rutgers, whoever never would have thought in my years would this would be a normal possible game. The ticket is for $52. When you do it, when you kind of convert it to the New York or New Jersey prices, that's the equivalent of $15 because it's, it's cost of living. But speaking of the line, DP, Rutgers, as we saw at the Big Ten Media Day, I want your opinion on it, was the it pick, was in every, whether it's Phil Steele or anybody you talk to, they were no lower than 10 out of 18 teams, as high as 7 or 6 in preseason potentially rankings. They've held serve, but only a 1.5. Don't even DP. Look at. This is what I want you to really talk about. Not even the complimentary 3-point favorite at the crib. Not even the complimentary 3-point favorite. What do you feel? That seems like. I'll give you just a little bit of the Steve Stevenson money management, Jay Foreman style. That's a game that you need to bet on.
Yeah, having been at Rutgers on Friday night a couple of years ago, the Huskers were out there. It is a sleepy Friday night. It is like
that's your favorite Rutgers, right?
Even if it's good weather, it's still
it is
a weird vibe,
right?
Like, we were driving down the street and we saw there's a football game going on, so we decided to show up.
Yeah, and you thought it was a high school game.
Yeah, and it's the same sort of crowd. It's a New Jersey, air quotes, New Jersey family Friday night. And a lot of the conversations have nothing to do with Rutgers football. Absolutely nothing to do with Rutgers football. Like, the conversations are about business. People are making deals. There may be somebody's nephew. Hey, there's Johnny.
Yeah.
And you go, okay, all right, Johnny, go do your thing. Washington, I can't imagine that they're prepared to walk into this, because this is their big.
Who's the Rutgers of the old Pac-12? Is it Oregon State? Or is it, or you can't say
Oregon
Washington State because that's a battle. Or is it Oregon
Washington
State?
at least would show up. Oregon State, you weren't real sure what you were going to get.
Yeah.
Is there an argument for Cal in that discussion?
No.
They Cal's different.
Cal's got long game.
Yeah.
Okay.
They've got that long alumni game.
Yeah.
Deeply connected, and they still will
They
tell
still
you all
support.
about the bands on the field. They'll still tell you about.
You know what I think. You know what I think. I envision I think actually they get more support now, Shiano, and they're doing better. But over time, like way back in say the 80s and the 90s and 2000s, and take out the Shiano run when they were really well and they were packed. You know what I envision happening at a Rutgers game? I think it's like Tony Soprano, or in this case Tony Soprano, or like the Sopranos Part 2. Is like, you know what they say? Hey, we got to meet somewhere that the feds would never think that we would be at. You know what I mean?
You're at a tailgate.
Or go to a tailgate or a game.
And it's the best. It's the best food. You're gonna eat.
The food is good,
the food.
But nobody's gonna think like, hey, where the mafia is gonna be at Rutgers game, and you can get a lot of business done.
They are so there. They are so there. I got there.
How many pinky rings did you see?
I got there. It was
how many gold pinky rings did you see?
Here's a better, just plain gold, just rock solid gold pinky rings.
Yeah,
and women with like 6 diamond rings.
Oh, like all put together?
Like 6 diamond rings. And standing in line, so I went just to walk around because I wanted, on the road, I want to take in the natural
Besides Boulder, though.
No more.
I don't think would you go back? But the thing that was the best though. Okay, here's the best thing. We'll get back to Rutgers. My man, because first of all, they sent us on a wild goose chase, which I still don't know where the media access is. We finally got in, but we thought we were going to go one way, right?
Yep.
And we followed Rashawn. That was that's the problem. I was like, this is not the way. They were like, this is the way. I said, I know it's not the way. Okay, well, we went, and their fans bumped it. The funniest thing, because I was just like, I was far enough away that I could watch. Because once they start getting it, then DP put his bag. This is the best part. He had his black bag over his like shoulder, and then once he took the bag down, I was like, oh okay, this probably went to like level 4 out of 5. I said, okay, now I got to position myself because I'm scoping out because DP can handle his. I'm seeing who else is coming because I got to lay some food.
Disaster preparedness.
Yes, we got to get out of this situation. But then he delivered the sermon to this dude who was a tall dude. But then by the time DP got done talking to him, he felt like he was probably about 5'2". It was the funniest thing ever. But once I saw the bag with a guy, DP tried to. He's like, "All right, are we done?" He kept going. Then the bag came off. That was the fight. The strap came off.
Well, I didn't have earrings to take off.
But the best,
like I didn't have earrings to take off. I didn't have Vaseline to put on to get my rings off.
Yeah,
I was just.
But the best part was DP was starting to leave. Like kind of, you kind of stepped to go, and thought it was done. But then he started. He's like, oh, well then we're going to continue this conversation, but this is going to be another type of conversation. And I was laughing. But,
well, I had to go from fan to Uncle DP. Okay, so you didn't hear me first time. So I took the bass out of my voice just to be considerate.
Oh, it went real low.
But see, now we got to have a different conversation.
Yeah.
And I want you to, because I need for you to lean in to hear me. I need you to lean in. I need you close, right? And if you feel this, then we'll understand. We'll be done. If not, it's going to be a different Saturday. It's a different Saturday.
I was inside. I was chuckling, and I was like, okay, yeah. And the best part is he didn't have nobody with him, so he was going to get the business.
His people bailed, and it was like, okay. Because they saw it, like his boy, he had 2 dudes that was with him, and them 2 dudes was like, they literally palmed up Heisman this dude. Like, they hit him with the Heisman. Like, listen, Johnny, we trying to tell you, let's go.
He really was trying to show off for his little girlfriend. She probably left him after that. But DP, now back to Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
What was the best sight out there? Was it like, tell us about the food.
So,
like, did they have like true New York, New Jersey pies out there?
They had
because that would be worth the trip.
I first got to the funny part was that the first tailgate I hit that looked like it was banging was Husker parents.
Oh, really?
Husker parents were out there getting it in literally right across the street. So they had a set aside space for Husker fans, Husker alums, and they were getting it in. But then if you went further around the corner to get to where the media got in, is where there's a wave.
That's that Kansas City.
There's a wave that they do with, Jersey folks will do it, and it's their hold hand.
Oh, yeah. I thought you were talking about the aroma of the food.
Oh, no. It's the wave with the hand, which is, it's kind of an invitation, but almost more of a command.
Oh, yeah.
And there's a look that goes with it.
They ain't hit you with
the wonder what they have on your family that you don't know they have on your family.
Well, they know you without knowing you.
They ain't hit you with the Patrick Ewing?
No. This was, and the guy that was the invite guy was the biggest guy of the bunch.
Good, because he's been eating good.
Well, you also know he's the enforcer. He's going, if you get thrown out the club, he was going to throw you out the club. But he was the one that was letting you in the club. And you got a pat on the, I have rather large hands. This dude had a mitt. He had a first baseman's mitt. And he put it on my shoulder, and it was like, 2 cars down, steaks, potatoes, go there first. And I'm not with y'all. Like I'm not with you. But he was like, there, then go see her for drinks. And 30 minutes later, you've given a full scouting report on the Huskers. Right? Like, hey, so what do we got? And you realize that in your conversation, you're being plied for information. Like, they're not just being warm and friendly just to be warm and friendly. They're
feeding you, soften you up. Huh?
They taking notes, right?
And which one's the runner that takes us to Shiano?
Well, one's taking it to Shiano, the other one's taking it back
right, to his buddy, calling in with his numbers.
Oh man, yeah. It was, but in the stadium, there were groups of women who it just like you're trying to do the math of where do these 11 women land, right? All of them 40-ish, all of them married, no men around. And they walk in like they own the place. They know the 3 ladies who are behind the counter serving, pouring beer. They know them. And in a cashless stadium, they paid cash. They paid. Listen.
Yeah, you better take it too.
They paid cash. There was no, hey, use my card. No. Evelyn. Oh, spectacular.
Yeah, it's gonna be. I mean, it's just interesting that the spread's so light. I'm not big into betting and all that other stuff, but obviously, I'd like to make people a little bit of money. But the complimentary 3 points at home, considering, the flight from Washington, I assume that they came in Thursday night.
Yeah, you have to.
So they came in Thursday night. They're well out of their element because even if they were able to get some sort of work in Thursday, morning or mid-morning, they still had school. They still had to travel. That flight is
They do
horrible.
yoga Thursday night after their meeting. They do yoga.
Washington.
You
Right.
do yoga to get all the, you've been on a flight for 3.5 hours.
Sure, right.
And so they want to get all that worked out. They want them to be able to sleep, snack back at the room that they take back to the room, and then breakfast, and then another stretch session.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah,
Friday
I'm sure
morning.
they got them active, but doing that in a hotel, 5-hour flight away. You got to think Seattle to New Jersey. Then you got to probably a 10-mile drive that's going to take you 2.5 hours, depending on what time you got in. Right. They are way off schedule, and so that's why I think the line is so interesting. Essentially in Washington's favor, even though Rutgers is favored, not even by a full field goal at home.
What if I told you this is not Washington's first trip out to Piscataway?
I would believe so, but I'm just saying
It's happened one other time. 2017, Chris Peterson took the Huskies.
I do remember
out
that.
to
I do
SHI
remember
Stadium.
that.
It was a 30-14 win for the Huskies.
I do remember that. But just to think about it, this is going to be rather frequent, or more frequent than obviously, a one-off. It's just really interesting.
As Husker fans, do you want Rutgers coming in here undefeated next week, or do you want them coming off
hit the text line up. What do you guys want?
Do you want to brawl?
I mean, really, Husker fans, answer 2 questions. What are the top 2 things you want to see from Nebraska tomorrow to make you sleep better, even though nobody slept after Illinois' loss? So what do you want to see out of Purdue game? And then also, what do you want to have Rutgers come in, obviously, whether undefeated or obviously coming off a loss? There's 2 ways to think about it. Then they got chink in their armor, but then you don't want them to come in over, too pissed off. Or you want to come
with
in
that extra day.
With that extra day. Or do you want them to come in riding high and then get brought down to earth?
A part of me wants them at their best.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You want more eyes on. I think they've set the time for Nebraska Rutgers at 3:00.
Good prime time.
So 3:00. And there's that part of me. No, I want you to come in here with an O for me to get. I want eyes on. If we're doing it right and you're making a statement, it's kind of like Survivor. You have to make a play that makes you, oh, that's what Nebraska did. So you got Colorado, but okay, you slipped one. Now, beating Purdue, you got to beat Purdue. None of it matters if you don't beat Purdue. But if you beat Purdue and Rutgers comes in undefeated, you get more eyes. There's more juice.
We
There's
got
more
that
juice
get
for
back
the
right.
squeeze.
Yeah, you beat Rutgers, you beat Purdue. That game gets a lot more interesting. We got some stuff from the text line. Bryce says he wants special teams to be special in name only. 5078 says, I just want Nebraska to win, and I want Illinois to win too, probably for later in the season. Patrick says, what does he say? Clean special teams and positive turnover margin. Justin and Seward, I want us to rush for 250 yards plus, and yes, have Rutgers undefeated. Crowbait says this, focusing on the volleyball game tonight. First, I'll focus on football as soon as the final point drops, one game at a time. Money G in Kansas. He says, he's got about 5 of them.
Mm-hmm.
He says, I want the offensive line and defensive line to be dominating, running game, special teams, and Rutgers undefeated. I like it.
I'll be at volleyball tonight. Go see them take on the Bruins and see what that is. But yeah, that part of and it's all momentum, right?
What is?
Volleyball wins to set up the week, right? Soccer won last night.
Oh yeah. You got hold serve. You got to handle your business. You can't be
volleyball wins tonight. Then you walk into Saturday, 11 o'clock kickoff, and go handle your business. And then there's another volleyball game.
Oh yeah, we're gonna take a deep dive into this Purdue game.
Mm-hmm.
And then at the very last segment of the 5 o'clock hour, middle of 5 o'clock hour, we'll pick some games. But I think this game is more of a mindset game, maturity game. And I want to, before we go to break, obviously we'll have a short segment, but at the top of the 5 o'clock hour, I want you guys, in the text line, I want your guys' of definition of maturity. You know what I mean? Because I think this game is a maturity game. And it goes, you got a plethora of ways you could go with it. But we're going to take a quick break. Jay Foreman, DP, my man, Austin Orman. We'll be right back.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Are you looking for a new spot to relax and unwind? The Post, located on the south side of the Telegraph District on the corner of 20th and N Street, is perfect for a group hangout or a relaxing evening. The Post has plenty of exciting events open to the public, like Whiskey Wednesday and poker tournaments on Sundays. Looking for a spot for a private event? Ask them about their indoor patio. The Post, located at 20th and N Street in Lincoln.
Hi, John Henry's is here to keep your home's plumbing systems working properly no matter what kind of weather Nebraska throws at us. From unclogging toilets and drains to installing new water heaters and water treatment systems, John Henry's is your plumbing expert in the Lincoln and Omaha communities. Visit us at calljh.com or call John Henry's.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air,
and Electrical.
It's the fall sports season, and that means that the school year is back in session and you're planning road trips for Nebraska football games and following your kids around to their different events. Stop telling yourself you'll upgrade your car someday and do it now. Mullen Motors lot is full of great vehicles to take home so you don't have to worry about your current car struggling through another season. Come check out their lot just north of 48th and Lake and find your next ride. As your fall schedule gets busy, you'll need a reliable way to get to your destinations. Mullen Motors.
No taglines, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
When you need a new water heater, nothing beats the ProLine family of water heaters from A.O. Smith. ProLine models are built using commercial-grade components, meaning they're built to help you tackle your toughest days. No matter if you need a gas or electric model, A.O. Smith has a ProLine unit for you. A.O. Smith, innovation has a name. Call John Henry's at 402-435-5555 for a great deal on a water heater today. Again, that's 402-435-5555.
Ryan, with all this red and all these people around, I'm still not seeing the tailgate.
Todd Spidell, former body shop owner, terrible driver.
We're getting close. Now, did you know with 3 locations in Lincoln and hundreds of years of combined technician experience, we can get Husker fans back on the road even quicker and safer after their tailgate mishaps? Oh, Todd, turn left right here.
Left or right?
Left, right here.
Right?
Well, you wait for the tow truck. I'm getting a hot dog.
Well, I guess while I'm waiting. All right! Most recommended! Eustace Body Shop!
Woohoo! Dude, you should be on American Idol.
You really think so?
No.
Accidents happen, even to Husker fans. If it happens to you, call Eustace Body Shop, where our customers send their friends.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
Ever stare at the Hog Wild menu and feel like you just can't make up your mind because it all looks so good? Well, when I want a little bit of everything, I get a little bit of everything on Hog Wild's Smokestack Sandwich. On a butter-toasted bun, we pile on our hickory smoked beef brisket and juicy hot links. The hard part is choosing between fresh curly fries, classic baked beans, or coleslaw on the side. Order online at GoHogWild.com. Hog Wild Pit Barbecue, 3210 Cornhusker Highway in Lincoln.
Perch Merch is your one-stop shop for all your printing and promotional needs in Lincoln, Nebraska. They specialize in screen printing, embroidery, vehicle wraps, window wraps, print collateral, promotional products, and signage. At Perch Merch, they are committed to delivering high-quality products and exceptional customer service. Their experienced team of designers and printing professionals will work with you every step of the way to ensure that your vision is realized. Call for a quote today at 402-217-5212 or go to perch-merch.com.
This is former Husker and NFL linebacker Jay Foreman. For years, I've suffered from degenerative problems in both of my ankles, but thanks to a thorough and thought-out plan provided by Advanced Medical Imaging, I was able to get my life back with the least amount of pain as possible. While working through multiple options, the team of physicians at Advanced Medical Imaging were there to answer any questions I had. If you're experiencing any pain at all and want to get your life back, go to amimaging.com or give them a call at 402-484-6677. Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard.
Load up on meat and more this summer at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese at 84th and Havelock. This week's special through October 1st is spend $50, get one beef stew free, limit of one. Also, $1 off all drinks. Locations at 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill, and now 85th and Highway 2 in Lincoln, or 168th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see lots of sunshine and light winds. An afternoon high expected around 84. Tonight, mostly clear skies with calm winds, a low around 57. And tomorrow, mostly sunny skies return, and so do light winds. We'll see an afternoon high around 87. I'm meteorologist Kyle Buck for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and we are out of the gate for September with a very special GMC sales offer. We must move out all new GMC truck inventory fast. So right now at Koppel, we are offering true GM supplier pricing for everyone. Yes, you heard right. True GM supplier pricing on all GMC Sierras. That's over $12,000 off on select models. That's GM supplier pricing, $12,000 off on Sierras. Do not wait. Stop on in or check us out online at koppelcars.com.
Back to old school with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We're back. Quick segment before we get to the top of 5 o'clock hour. Jay Foreman, DP, Austin Orman. Old school crew on this Friday. I giving up to my man walking through the crosswalk right there. He just dodged 3 cars right there. I'm glad he's still alive. And
he went through like Neo, man.
He did. He had some. Hey, you know what? The scouting report on him. Good short area quickness, excellent balance.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know.
Nice jump start work.
Yeah, he did. We don't know if he has. Yeah, he has that. When we did the football camp with Amir Abdullah, Amir would be happy with that. We don't know if he has any forward lean in yards after contact yet, because the car did.
We don't want
stop. We don't want to see that, but pretty good right there. But quick segment. Obviously, DP alluded to it. Got the volleyball game tonight. Onward and upward. DP, what are you looking forward to seeing from this team led by Coach Cook to continue on the process of what we'll get into at the beginning of the 5 o'clock hour, maturing, developing, and dominating?
Yeah, I mean, they have so many answers. Like, they've got somebody that can do most things. UCLA and their roster, they were playing a different kind of volleyball. Pac-12 volleyball was a little bit different than Big Ten volleyball.
Mm-hmm.
Size, trying to hit high off hands, that sort of move. UCLA is more a movement team.
Yeah.
And so, but Nebraska has answers. Mainly because they're just so talented and so deep that this is a statement. Again, thanks for coming, UCLA. Appreciate you coming to our volleyball party, but this is about us.
Do you think this is a game that also you want to come out and dominate, but then also you want to get something out of it, right? Because where you, like you said, UCLA plays differently than, Wisconsin, Minnesota. I watched I watched Minnesota. The other night, oh man, they killed Wisconsin. They definitely were down in Dinkytown turning it up, but they play a different brand of volleyball than UCLA. But as you start to get into championship mode, right? We're talking about in the tournament, you might face either UCLA, that might be a better version later on in the year, or a UCLA type of team. So it's not just, hey, let's dominate, put our head in the sand. Let's get something out of it, because you just never know. I think the biggest thing for me, maturity-wise, and this is a team. I think they're a very mature team, right? And obviously with Coach Cook, very good pulse on the team. Maturity-wise is looking at this looking at a match like this differently. Yes, we're going to show up. We want to win. We want to dominate. But then also, let's look at it as this is something that we can, not stuff to just go out there and just work on and kind of jack around, but also let's look at the style that they play, maybe even some of the components that they play that potentially could be one of our weaknesses or pop up later on down the road. Because that way, when you get into a championship type of match against Texas, maybe if you saw some more styles like that, you wouldn't get hit with that tidal wave or be able to respond positively and get back into a championship type match.
Yeah, I wouldn't speak for John Cook, but I would imagine that his thing is that they're playing against themselves.
Exactly.
That it doesn't matter that it's UCLA. It just happens to be UCLA.
Yeah.
That the Big Ten schedule was so frictional that you don't have to look for work in the Big Ten.
You're just grinding.
Yeah, like you're going to see everything. You're going to see 13 of the greatest volleyball programs in the country, whether you like it or not.
And people don't even know Purdue is good.
Right.
They're legit.
Maryland's on the
uptick. Yeah.
Right. So through all of it, you just have to go, can we handle tonight's friction? Whatever version of friction it is. And they do have leadership. They do have folks who've been there before, and natural energy. I mean, you own the building this weekend.
Yeah, and it's
like the parents are gone. It's you. It's
our party.
It's all you for 2 nights.
Yep, it's our party. We're starting. We're getting up early and often, and getting your cartoon sets in and stuff like that before you dominate the weekend. Good volleyball talk there, and I know they will dominate, but also it's a unique matchup that they don't get often. That's why I think the approach is got to be a little bit different, but ultimately the outcome will not be different. Nebraska domination, like always. With that being said, we're going to take a quick break, come back at the top of the 5 o'clock hour, dive into when we got some good texts here. We'll get to them. And if you're listening, light us up on the text line as well. Give us your, definition of, let's just say, football maturity or Purdue football game maturity. I think it could springboard a team like Nebraska to more things positively and wins later on in the season, but you got to handle your business. We're going to handle our business. Give a break. Jay Foreman, DP, Austin. We'll be right back.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Are you looking for a new spot to relax and unwind?
The Post, located on the south side of the Telegraph District on the corner of 20th and N Street, is perfect for a group hangout or a relaxing evening. The Post has plenty of exciting events open to the public, like Whiskey Wednesday and poker tournaments on Sundays. Looking for a spot for a private event? Ask them about their indoor patio. The Post, located at 20th and N Street in Lincoln. Load up on meat and more this summer at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese at 84th and Havelock. This week's special through October 1st is spend $50, get one beef stew free, limit of one. Also, $1 off all drinks. Locations at 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill, and now 85th and Highway 2 in Lincoln, or 168th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town. The Rabbit Hole Bakery, located at 8th and Q in the Haymarket, is the ideal place for fresh breakfast items or desserts made daily. Cream puffs, cinnamon rolls, carrot cake, sweet potato, pecan cookies, brownies, blondies. Do I need to keep going? What about bread pudding with homemade bourbon caramel sauce? Stop by the Rabbit Hole Bakery at 8th and Q in the Haymarket today to satisfy your cravings. And if you're looking for larger group orders, they do that too. Order ahead on their website at therabbitholebakery.com today.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait. Apply now.
At Jimmy John's, we don't make sandwiches. We make the sandwich of sandwiches. We use fresh veggies because we don't hate salads. We just feel bad for them. We make our sandwiches exactly how you want because you're the one who's eating it. And we bake bread all day, every day because stale bread isn't bread. It's croutons. Sandwich history is written by the victors. Good thing we have legible handwriting. Jimmy John's, the sandwich of sandwiches. Order pickup or delivery on the app.
Ever stare at the Hog Wild menu and feel like you just can't make up your mind because it all looks so good? Well, when I want a little bit of everything, I get a little bit of everything on Hog Wild's Smokestack Sandwich. On a butter-toasted bun, we pile on our hickory smoked beef brisket and juicy hot links. The hard part is choosing between fresh curly fries, classic baked beans, or coleslaw on the side. Order online at GoHogWild.com. Hog Wild Pit Barbecue, 3210 Cornhusker Highway in Lincoln.
Hey guys, it's Nick Sainer with this week's 93.7 The Ticket High School Athlete of the Week, presented by 3 Pillars Performance. Congrats to Wahoo's Kip Brigham, who had 14 carries, 362 rushing yards, and 8 total touchdowns in Wahoo's win over Aurora. High School Athlete of the Week is powered by 3 Pillars Performance. Unlock your peak performance with expert instruction at 3 Pillars Performance in Lincoln and online at 3pillarsperformance.com.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just a professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, our passion. For happier, healthier furry friends.
Riddles Jewelry is excited to be celebrating 65 years. 65 years of so many incredible memories celebrating with each of your special moments. In celebration of the 65th Riddles Jewelry anniversary, we will be offering up to 40% off all engagement rings and all diamond fashion jewelry. The excitement doesn't stop there. Riddles Jewelry is also offering 18 months, 0% interest and $0 down financing on all qualifying purchases. Riddles Jewelry has always been known for incredible customer service, one of the largest selections of engagement rings, and don't forget about the on-site jeweler. Come celebrate with us at Riddles Jewelry, your one-stop diamond shop with exclusive Levian jewelry, Pandora Charm jewelry, and more. All at Riddles inside Gateway Mall.
Hey Husker Nation, this is Todd Euler, two-time national champion, here to talk to you about Window World Lincoln. At Window World, we specialize in replacement windows, doors, siding, and roofing. Whether you're looking to enhance the beauty of your home or increase its energy efficiency, we've got you covered. And here's the best part. We offer the best for less. Our team is dedicated to providing top quality products and exceptional service at affordable prices. We want to earn your business and make your home improvement dreams a reality. So why wait? Contact Window World Lincoln today at 464-7313 or visit our website at windowworldlincoln.com. Window World Lincoln, where quality meets affordability.
Time for a new heating and cooling system? Get the options, brand, and efficiency that best fits your family and your home. Call Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Are you looking to get into the electrical construction industry or wanting a new scene? The electrical workers of local union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is Old School, sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Broadcasting veteran Derek Pearson.
When you find something that moves them, that makes them smile, celebrate it. That's your task. That's your superpower.
Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman.
Rifles a pass. It was tipped. It's picked off by Foreman. He's at the 15, 10, 5. He'll score!
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
5 o'clock hour, Jay Foreman, DP, Austin Orman, the Old School crew. Brought to you by the Mercado, Certified Piedmontese, Special Ingredients Butcher Shop, 84th and Havelock, 30th Yankee Hill, 85th and Laundromat, and 168th and Maple up there in the O. We got about 18 minutes before we turn live radio over to the Royals. Hopefully sealing the deal tonight, getting into the playoffs, and then we can go from there. But before we go anywhere, I left the question to DP, Austin, and all the texters. We got a couple unknown texters, or we got a couple, or one texter that we know, unknown texter as well. We'll get to your text. I said, or asked them what I feel like this game is a maturity game, right? We've heard MJ Sherman. He said that essentially they don't need any motivation. They know what they need to do. They are who they are, and they'll get back to doing what they feel like they do best in playing consistent defense. We'll see tomorrow. But I feel like this game personally is a maturity game. Ask my two partners here, what is maturity or a maturity game to you guys? What is your definition?
Maturity is removing chaos. And chaos defined in most football cases, is doing what you've been coached to do. How to do extra. I don't have to do too much. I have to do what I've been coached to do.
Right.
And that when resistance comes and happens, that you stick to what you've been coached.
Right.
Be in place, right? Listen to coach on the sideline.
Mm-hmm.
Do what you're supposed to do in advance. And then when things get frictional.
We got some Husker fans in there. We got some Husker fans at the window. They look at us like we're at the zoo.
Oh no, you come in, like come on in. When things get frictional, line of scrimmage.
Right.
That if I go nose to nose with Jay Foreman and he starts to gain advantage, do I do what I'm coached or do I panic and do something else? No, do what I was coached to do.
Yeah.
That's what maturity is.
Yeah.
That they start jaw-jacking. You don't jaw-jack back.
Yeah.
That's not what you were coached to do.
Right.
So maturity in the full form. Just do what we said we were going to do. The same thing applies for coaches.
Yeah.
Do what's on the game plan, what's on the game sheet, what's on the call sheet. Do that. Do that.
Yeah.
And by the way, do the ones at the top of the call list. do those more. That's maturity.
Austin?
Yeah, everything DP said, and it started earlier in the week, right? It's a maturity game, but it's not just a maturity 60 minutes, right? How the team responds to a loss, the first loss for this team, will tell me a lot. If there's finger pointing, if there's heads down, if there wasn't energy at practice, if there wasn't focus on the game plan, if you're pointing the finger at everyone else, you didn't do this, you didn't do that, that's immaturity. That's not going to get Nebraska to beat Purdue. right? You can't let Illinois beat you twice. It is, relatively older team, not old, but that defense especially, right? That group can't be finger pointing. That group can't be saying, you missed this assignment, you missed that assignment. They got to rally together, right? We know we didn't play to the standard. This rep, I did my job. Maybe you did. Next rep, oh, wait, you did your job. This is where I messed up. It's an emotional maturity game. It's a, hey, we can think we're better than Purdue, but we still have to put in all the work necessary to beat Purdue in the film room because we know we're physically better. Let's be mentally and emotionally better this week where we have to create our own juice.
Okay. So you just had a thing that I think will play out pretty quickly. But do we think that Nebraska thinks it's better than Purdue? More physical than Purdue? Is that?
Yeah, I think they do. I would it'd be hard pressed to see why they wouldn't think they were. No, I'm sure they respect. You got to respect every opponent.
I hope it's that athletic arrogance you talk about sometimes, DP, where you see that Notre Dame ran for 350 on him. Oregon State had a guy average 6 yards to carry on. And we're like, okay, it's our turn. Not we've accomplished everything, not we've arrived, but okay, our turn, right? You see a guy hit a double to the gap and the next guy follow up with a double to the gap. Like, okay, my turn.
Yeah,
we got this guy. We got this team.
Definitely want to try to establish your physical dominance. But if you're up, if it's like let's say a 1.5 score game, right? We'll say it's like 9. Up by 9. I don't know what they say it was. 21-9 or 21 and 12 or whatever. Still keep hammering these dudes. That's what maturity is to me. Continue like beating an opponent down and physically dominating them, and is more mentally dominating them. Don't give them any chance to breathe. And the score is irrelevant because you could win the game 24-12, but you pound these dudes. And the reason why you have to be mature enough to do this is because maturity is along the lines of discipline.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times discipline will lead you to bigger things and more explosive things down the road or later in the game or later in the series in a game or later in a half court, whatever it may be, because discipline is doing things that you, and this is where, whether it's coaching and play calling or whatever, especially a player, is doing something that you're like emotion. And that's where that motivation comes in. That's like, all right, I'm gonna just, maybe I need to, what, Austin and DP made a couple tackles on punt team. I'm gonna get out of my lane. I'm gonna try to get over there and get me some. Well, the one time that you don't have the discipline to do that, you two knuckleheads get blocked, maybe miss a tackle. Well, then they reverse field, and guess who guess who lane they come in? Me. That's what maturity is to me. Now, I guess it started early in the week, but it's how you approach this week or have approached this week, both individually, collectively. That means said like position group. Holistically, that means the offense, defense, the special teams is going to tell you a lot more where they're at. And this also is a game where you got to show up and handle your business. You can't also do, I call it the paper test. Look at it. Notre Dame won 66-0, ran for, it seemed like 5,000 yards. Oregon State did it this way. And then measure yourself of what they did, because there's two different teams, two different talent levels, two different running, all that stuff. You have the game plan to do it. It should be getting off the work. We're getting off the work. Listen, we were running the football, right? We're going to see that's got to be a high priority. But if you only run for say like 230, that's not like, oh, well, we didn't measure up. You have to make sure you dominate these guys, and you have to do it systematically. And everything that you do needs to be within that type of game plan. How you tackle, how you line up, how you break the huddle, how you even call offensive plays, right? Yes, you want to be explosive in offense, but you can be physical by calling plays out on the perimeter. If I want to run we used to call it smoke screen. Some people call it now screen, whatever you want, jailbreak screen, whatever you want. And you might run it with, let's say, 12 personnel, and then you have Bonner in there, but you're running it maybe to Bonner or maybe to whoever it could be.
Carter Nelson.
Right. So essentially, they view Bonner and Carter Nelson as your like slots. So technically, they're receivers, but they've got sizes enough to play tight end. But then you got Borkature and Fedoni in there. So essentially, you got 4 tight ends. Okay, well then we might run it. Carter Nelson is the most athletic guy out of them, and then Bonner second, and then probably Fedoni and all that. Well, then if we want to get physical, we're going to run this play, and then we're going to still be physical. We're going to be, and it can get explosive because Carter Nelson can go from 0 to 10 real quick. That's what maturity is. You have to show up with a mindset of what we did last week will never happen again, no matter even if we lose another game. Because you can't have mental breakdowns. You can't have that first touchdown when you just somehow just forgot to cover the dude that you're paid to cover.
But that's literally what happened.
That's
literally what happened.
Well, exactly. So that's maturity is understanding it.
Right. So I'm going to accept the lesson.
Well, yeah. Well, because the lesson was.
I'm going to accept the lesson.
You have to.
Right.
Because it happened to you.
And then, just as Texas said, sometimes it's coaching and making decisions. I'll ask that thing that there has to be coaching maturity.
It does, but when you've played enough football, this is where I always push back on the coaching. Like, coaching gives you like I would say the Mr. T starter kit. Like, if it's man to man, there isn't a lot of coaching. There isn't like there's
who's setting scheme,
right? But
personnel.
Right, but if I'm in man-to-man defense and I'm a corner or I'm a linebacker, I know I got either the tight end or the running back.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there isn't much thinking. Now if they start switching places, then we got to communicate. But if I have the tight end and the receiver is out there, there's nothing else you need to tell me. I can't sit there and know I got the tight end and then just be like, all right, man, go ahead and do that. That has nothing to do with coaching. That has to you being, when I talk about intent, you might not be on your game, but your intent has to be there. If you're intentional in your preparation, right, during the week and all this and intent showing up that I'm going to play my best, not only for myself, but my team, that don't happen.
If there is, let's say there's linebacker 2B and simple responsibility against, they're in 12 package. Simple responsibility, third and short. Short. Okay, so I got to be big, I got to be bold, and I got to be on time in place. But it doesn't happen. You get trucked, or you get smashed. You do it again. You do it again.
They get smashed again.
Smashed again.
Okay.
Do you keep letting them get smashed, or do you change
it? Like me personally,
coaching. Can the coach then say, we got to get him some help? Because
you got to look at, well, a lot of times if all things are equal, right. I mean, if Bo Jackson's coming through there, that's nature versus nurture, right? It's just Derrick Henry, it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Now you have to look at it. Why is it happening? But how do you find out why it's happening? Now I said it earlier in the week. Take the cotton out of your mouth and start talking. Okay, don't just take like when you come to the sideline. You better have a plethora of information because DP, if we're out there, me and Austin out there playing coverage, you're literally probably back where the mill is watching. You can't see, you have a great idea in anticipation, right? And you're getting it from in your earpiece from your help upstairs.
I got the eye in the sky that's going to tell me what I'm missing.
Right. But they don't still know because they're not out there. They don't, right? So when you come off the sideline and say something happens, it's you got to get to the why. Was it where you miss a line? Did you have a false step? Did you think you had this receiver and you had this running back? Because then if you're out there thinking, then you're getting caught. So you want to eliminate all that, and then now if they physically aren't strong enough, and all, which isn't the case, or if they're not wanting that type of heat.
Let's say Maccabees had 4 consecutive 6-yard runs. Straight up.
Well, then you got if it's 4 consecutive 6-yard runs, I could tell you it's either a lineman or like somebody busted something.
Right.
Or now what you're probably getting at is that they found a chink in the armor, right? So that's like in basketball. In analogy, it's easier in basketball to make this analogy. If you have, well, first of all, we could talk about Rudy Gobert with my Timberwolves. He's horrible on pick and roll. So what we saw with Luka, they put him in pick and roll. You shouldn't have switched, or you should have hedged it, or I call it super hedged it. Well, you left them one-on-one, and that's like a schematic thing.
And the coach at some point has to say either that Rudy can't get it done, or I got to get Rudy some help.
So it's two things. Now, if it's a schematic thing, then we have to adjust, right? And here's an example from me that I was a part of. So this is even back to the championship year. I always feel like the best way to do radio is not sit up there and like always point down. You have to point at yourself.
Yeah.
Listen, we played Oklahoma State one year, and it was in down in Kansas City. And it was like the first game, and they had been preparing for us all spring. They put in a whole new offense and a whole new defense. So they came in with this offense, dude, where we ran a 4-3. We were physical against the run. They knew that they couldn't beat us in a regular offense, like lining up with, 21 personnel and all that. So what they did, it was actually pretty smooth what they did. So what they did was they overloaded. They overloaded it, but then they had an extra lineman in and a tight end. When I tell you, it didn't matter what we ran bubble defense, we ran over, they just had they outnumbered it. They essentially were just running sweeps, and then they were kind of moving the ball systematically down the field and to the naked eye, right? And this is why I would say you always have to be careful of the naked eye and your assumption of us. Well, that's why I could talk about it so freely, because I've been on it. We looked soft. We weren't tackling. Nobody was there. Didn't matter. I mean, I was getting double teamed, right? So they were up in my face or whatever. D linemen were, they were getting angled and cut off. Well, when I came to the sideline, obviously instead of being dejected and starting to point at Austin and DP, I had to tell Coach McBride what the heck was going on. And this was a time where we weren't even getting clear cut, like Polaroid pictures yet. I had to have the right mind frame and sound communication skills, even though I was very frustrated, right? And have to draw it up for them. You know what I'm saying? So even when we shifted into overload, they still had numbers. So what did he do? He said, okay, cool. You want to do that? We put another D lineman in. Done. Shut down, nothing. So when they even tried to go to that, we had the answer for it. And then you know what? Coach Darlington had a coverage for it. So that means, what happened was we had to take out either a defensive back or a linebacker. So that means I had to essentially have a hook to flat drop. I was playing inside linebacker and outside linebacker. But that's the only way it would work. But ultimately, that's what you have to do to win.
Well, you're highlighting the type of maturity we're talking about.
Right.
Is that,
but you got to communicate.
Yeah, you have to communicate, and you have to have people who are, one, willing to, two, capable of, because not always there. And then three, communication has to be sent and received.
Oh, yeah.
And often good teams and good programs are really good at sending and receiving, and bad teams, either they're good receivers and bad senders, or the vice versa. And it shows up often that, well, wait a minute, how come we can't stop this thing?
Yeah, and before we go to turn it over to live radio, you just don't do that in high pressure situations in Kansas City against Oklahoma State. That had to be built upon. The trust had to be there. I had to be willing to. We as a defense were told first, you guys ain't playing good enough, but we're going to figure it out.
Yep.
And what we're going to figure out is what Kansas City's Royals are going to do tonight. They're going to get W, right? Austin says he's getting W. We're going to go to a quick break, come back. We'll be on the stream. Royals baseball will be live on radio. Jay Foreman, DP, Austin. We'll be right back.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with DP and Jay on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hey guys, it's Nick Sainert with this week's 93.7 The Ticket High School Athlete of the Week, presented by 3 Pillars Performance. Congrats to Wahoo's Kip Brigham, who had 14 carries, 362 rushing yards, and 8 total touchdowns in Wahoo's win over Aurora. High School Athlete of the Week is powered by 3 Pillars Performance. Unlock your peak performance with expert instruction at 3 Pillars Performance in Lincoln and online at 3pillarsperformance.com.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see lots of sunshine and light winds. An afternoon high expected around 84. Tonight, mostly clear skies with calm winds, a low around 57. And tomorrow, mostly sunny skies return and so do light winds. We'll see an afternoon high around 87. I'm meteorologist Kyle Buck for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Mulberry Barbecue by Single Barrel is the answer to all your lunch and dinner cravings. They have everything from smoked turkey sandwiches to brisket burritos to burnt-in sandwiches and pulled pork. Try a dinner plate option of barbecue nachos, a half-smoked chicken, a full slab of ribs, and so much more. Don't forget their great sides like mac and cheese, cheesy potatoes, barbecue beans, or red slaw. Mulberry Barbecue by Single Barrel, open Monday to Saturday from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. at 11th and Cornhusker Highway.
Fall is here, which means it's time to dive into a new lineup of autumn flavors at Wings and Rings. Your home away from home during football season. Their all-star lineup of wing sauces is adding 2 new impact players, curry garlic and pumpkin chili. Need something delicious before kickoff? How about starting your meal with their brand new chorizo nachos and loaded fries? You better act fast. These new tastes of autumn won't be here long. So make the trip to one of their 2 Lincoln locations today on O Street or Village Lane.
Tune in to 93.7 The Ticket as soon as the clock hits 0 for the Jay Foreman postgame show. Listen to expert analysis from the Husker Hall of Famer, an 8-year NFL veteran for 90 minutes after the game. The Jay Foreman postgame show, sponsored by Anderson Ford, Tanner's Bar and Grill, Tavern 180, Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Vinnie Kreekak of State Farm Insurance, and Action Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Electrical on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hey, it's Jake Sorensen. Join us this Tuesday, October 1st from 6 to 8 a.m. when the break meets the bird. That's right, early break at Early Bird, 19th and K from 6 to 8 a.m. Stop by, see myself, Steve Sipple, and Bill Bush for live remote and the best breakfast in town with free parking. Early Bird, 19th and K on Tuesday, October 1st. We'll see you there.
Are your feet just killing you? You feel like all hope is lost? Say goodbye to discomfort and hello to pain relief at Brown Shoe Fit. They offer expert advice along with high-quality products to help you find the right solution tailored to your specific needs. Need a different width? Not a problem. Brown's carries a wide range of widths in store. Brown Shoe Fit on 66th and Q. Are you looking to get into the electrical construction industry or wanting a new scene? The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and we are out of the gate for September with a very special GMC sales offer. We must move out all new GMC truck inventory fast. So right now at Koppel, we are offering true GM supplier pricing for everyone. Yes, you heard right. True GM supplier pricing on all GMC Sierras. That's over $12,000 off on select models. That's GM supplier pricing, $12,000 off on Sierras. Do not wait. Stop on in or check us out online at koppelcars.com.
Back to old school with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We're back, second segment. Jay Foreman, DP. We're live on the stream, so we can go as long as or as short as we want. But Chubby Rhino, some of the text here from the text line. Appreciate you guys texting in on a Friday and giving us. Maturity is taking 3 points from field goals early so you can be up 15-plus points late. Go back and watch Urban coach. He always took the points when he could. Obviously, unless you're Brian Dable last night, he took the 3 points when he should have went for it. Probably cost him his job.
I am always intrigued about how people approach short yardage points versus play.
Mm-hmm.
And it becomes that. Like, do I have a play in my bag that handles the thing that I need? Most cases, above 3 yards, you're not having the discussion.
Yeah.
In some cases, fourth quarter, you have that discussion. If it's 4th and 6, you want to have that discussion.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Especially if you get when you're down to, we might not get another possession.
Right. You don't know. What's consistent is that bad football teams absolutely mangle those decisions. Bad football teams mangle. They're terrible at figuring out, one, what is my culture? What's my personality? What do I do well that I can count on and rely on? And to tell me that if you, on any offense at the next level, that I can either power, flood, flow, extra alignment, etc., into a running situation, or that I can flood and flow with receivers to create a disadvantage against the defense. That is an easy pitch and throw.
Yeah.
How do you not have those things in your bag?
You got them in your bag. Really, what comes down to those type of situations is just execution. There's a lot of bad plays that are covered up by really, really good players, especially in the NFL. If you have the ultimate equalizer, it doesn't matter. I've seen it firsthand when I saw Randy Moss. I've seen it firsthand with Tom Brady. Sometimes you can have the perfect coverage, and they are just that much better than you, and there's nothing you can do about it. Then sometimes when you have the plan, you have to break tendencies in order to be successful. And then whether you take the points or not, I'm a big believer. You can't listen to fans and everything. You got to be who you are. You got to, if you are a guy like Dan Campbell, you got to live and die by that. Now, what I'd like to see in Detroit, kick a field goal that one when they went for it and didn't get it, sure, but that's just who he is. That's how he got to be the head coach as that he is, and so forth and so on. That doesn't mean you bury your head in the sand and continue to do it. I think the biggest thing that I don't think people evaluate and text in and don't understand is the flow of the game and the stats. And what is it called now? What they do, like with all the when you should go for it and all this. What's it called? What's that?
Just the analytics.
Analytics. That's why I'm not big into analytics. I think analytics is part of you need to know, but the flow of the game, the emotion of the game, and where you're at, when you're at, and all that stuff has to be taken into account. And if it works out, it works. Then you're the greatest play caller of all time. If it doesn't, then you got to deal with being on the back page of the New York Post like Brian Dable, and they say that, well, you should have went for 7, especially against the Cowboys, and he took 3 because he thought that they could get the ball back, and they didn't. They didn't do anything with it. But ultimately, when it doesn't work, the decisions are horrible. When it does work, you're the greatest of all time. Now, ultimately, you have to have a plan. And DP asked me about it before about if Maccabee starts to churn out yards, how you, like for me, when I used to prepare, I always looked at the tendencies in the game, but you always, it doesn't matter like what the play is. I'm matching that play up off every coverage and every front. Because what if Coach McBride wanted to call an under front against this play? What if? What am I going to do? Just let you we only practice against over front.
And you should know exactly
you should know exactly what happened. You should know exactly what happened if you're going to do if your defensive lineman gets scoop blocked.
Hey, Jay, what happens if you don't know what to do? Because there's a protocol for it. There's literally a protocol that in a crucial situation, I got Jay out on an island and Jay knows this probably ain't going to work.
Well, you better survive in the Jim Valvani, you better survive in advance. You got to know what you're going to do. You should never be out there and potentially not knowing what to do. You just got to know how to do it and why you're doing it. And then if you're in a sticky situation where you are out leveraged, outnumbered, out athlete, you got to survive because you got to know the ball's coming your way and you got to, live to fight another play. But I think as players, I would advise players, when you're preparing, prepare with the mentality of you're going to exhaust all options in anything. I heard one of the best theories on preparation from Tom Brady and what made them so good. And this also dived into why they were so efficient in overtime and tight games. So what happens in the pros, and we did this at Nebraska, and I'm sure they do it now, is like you get every week. So like Purdue or whoever you're playing, you'll get, their roster, their depth chart, the matchups. You might get a scouting report. And then you'll get third down tendencies and whether run pass or what do they like, on this time or this down and distance, this formation, this personnel and all that. So it could be, and Tom Brady told the story, it could be 95%. And so most of the time, 95% what people were, prepare, they would focus on the 95%. He said, no, I'm going to focus on the 95%, but I'm going to focus 100% on the 5% as well. So just in case that 5% comes up, I'm ready for it. So that's what happens when you really prepare and you prepare to win. That ain't got nothing to do with coaching. That's diving into details, because that same mentality, that same maturity, how you prepare for Colorado is the same maturity you have to have if you're preparing for Purdue or UCLA or Ohio State or whoever else you're playing, because you can't leave any stone unturned. You can't think of a scenario that you might not get, because if you're a better team player to player physically, which I still believe Nebraska was than Illinois, then the only way that they can beat you is if you let them beat you, or if you beat yourself. That means you have mental errors, coverage bust, you don't show up ready to play, and then they hit on any. So Illinois hit on 6. I call them like jackpot. We used to call them jackpot plays. So plays that in order for them to win and stay in the game, they got to hit. And they hit on all of them. Tackle eligible. They hit them on the play that they just motioned over and they ran the same play they've been running all night. Well, those are jackpot plays. So in order to, or how you eliminate those or bring that number down so you can actually just continue to take advantage of the game, is you got to prepare for every single scenario. Every scenario as a player. Every coverage, every front, every play, and then some. And then the way it makes it a little bit easier, because quite frankly, and this has nothing to do with Nebraska football, this is just football players in general. And it's basketball players in general. High school basketball players. They don't watch enough of the sport that they so-called love. They'll tell you that, right? They tell you that they love it, because you come into college or you learn stuff by watching the pro. Like, here's what I would ask a kid, right, that doesn't watch NFL football. If you listen to all the evaluators, DP will tell you, Barry Thompson will tell you, I'll tell you, Austin will tell you, Coach Rule will probably tell you, Tony White will tell you, whoever your heroes are that you think are smarter than majority of people in football, they will tell you the pros have adopted some of a lot of the college offenses and defenses, and then college coaches will tell you they have went up and done the same. So why the hell wouldn't you watch NFL football? Right? You think, what do you think Lamar Jackson's doing? He RPOing people to death, right? What do you think he's doing? What do you think the Saints are doing with Taysom Hill? You think he coming in trying to be Tom Brady? Like, do you not think, because it's the same rules, you can't really hit it, you can't knock anybody's head off, you can't do any of that. So the same offensive schemes and the aggressive passing nature is there. But you're missing an opportunity of free coaching and free learning, because I can guarantee you it's not by coincidence that Illinois did a tackle eligible, and then was it 48 hours? When did Cincinnati play the Commanders? Was it Monday night?
That was Monday. Yep.
It was a Monday. Okay. So the next game that the Commanders played, they ran tackle eligible play. So, but that's just a coincidence, right? Right. Those Commander coaches, they just said, you know what? Nebraska, Illinois is the only game in town, and we're probably stuck up at Commanders Park or whatever they work at on a Friday night, or they're before they usually will stay later so they don't have to fight traffic. So you're trying to tell me while they're probably having their Friday night meal as a staff, and they've got their game plan in and they're trying to get, like together as a staff, extra day of preparation. You're trying to tell me they ain't turned that TV on? You're trying to tell me that didn't pop in that offensive coordinator's mind? So for players that about to play off the night and parents that you're probably riding to the game, little Johnny and Jimmy that want to play football and basketball, you better sit down and get them to actually watch the games. They'll learn something. And stop watching YouTube and all the highlights. They ain't teaching you nothing.
Well, they're on the gaming system.
Well, on the gaming system. Heck, you might learn more from NBA 2K and NFL Madden than sit there and watch YouTube highlights. Who on YouTube highlights put they like when they dribble off their foot or can't break a press or make an open field tackle? I mean, I'm just saying. I mean, that when you're talking about maturity, that's part of it. And this game here is a maturity game. Can you show up, kick butt, and go home? And kick butt is essentially, can you show up and win the game and go home?
I mean, I think you're nailing it on the head, in that there are young people on every Division I program who don't invest time watching football. They don't know what they they have no idea about what they're missing out. It hasn't been explained to them.
Right.
It hasn't been shown to them that there's an explanation for this. So that is another thing that you have to handle as a coach, that you got to get people connected to this thing that they say matters the most.
Yeah, I mean, you can't, it can't matter to yourself collecting a check or get the social media followers in the NIL deals. Your best NIL marketing is what you do on Saturdays. Now, what also allows that to be magnified is how you act and treat people and carry yourself. You do that, everything else is going to come to fruition. We got a couple texts here. This is a pretty cool one. Greg from Lincoln, being able to take coaching that was put in this week and fix the holes that Illinois found out on the offense and defensive schemes, that's a sign of maturity. BJ in Wichita, big shout out to Wichita, man. I used to think Wichita was like, you ever seen that when they did the gangs on MTV and they had gangs in Wichita? I was like, man, yeah. When they tried to recruit me for basketball, I was like, brother, ain't going there. Wichita's actually pretty nice. It is. It's actually pretty nice.
You go ahead, Jay.
No. Time out. Listen.
You go right
I'm
ahead.
not going Wichita. I'm not going to Wichita like on purpose. I went to Wichita for basketball, but I was pleasantly surprised.
Let's say you drive down through Wichita because you're on your way to Stillwater for Husker baseball regional. It's not so bad,
right? Were you surprised?
It's okay.
You ain't stopped.
Okay. Yeah, we did. We stopped to get gas in Wichita.
But
we left the car.
Let me ask you this.
And we made it.
Let me ask you this, Austin. Like when you first thought of like, okay, we're gonna stop at Wichita. Were you pleasantly surprised? I was like, dang, you actually got buildings. This is actually nice.
So funny enough, my first experience with Wichita was we were on a family vacation and stopped at McDonald's. Maybe this has more to do with McDonald's than it does Wichita. But my dad's diabetic, and the workers were unwilling to mark which Coke was the Diet Coke. Like, hey, my dad kind of needs Diet Coke. And we just mark it so he doesn't go into shock or something.
Takes him out of routine.
I was not very high on Wichita right there. But my second experience.
Hey, we ain't gonna do none of your fancy Coke marking out here.
Yeah. They say, hey, McDonald's is known for their ice machine not working. Let alone, God forbid, we press the button.
But yeah, for my second impression of Wichita, stop. It's like, you know what? We're just right off of like 635 or whatever. You know what? Like we can take 5 minutes.
Yeah.
6 minutes probably too long, but 5 minutes to get in, get out. We can risk 5.
Yeah.
We get it to go.
Yeah. Yes. ASAP. And you know what? I don't want no salt in my fries because I want to make sure it's hot. Anyways, BJ in Wichita says not just field goal kicking, but we have to improve on the kick and punt coverage. That's his sign of maturity. Unknown texter 0577 is a pretty good one here. Maturity comes in many different levels: physical, mental, and spiritual. And that's it's kind of like what I was kicking there. It's like, listen, we're here to do a job. We're gonna have fun doing it, but it ain't gonna be easy. So we gotta embrace the suck and get the job done. So, it's a big deal. We're gonna go take a quick break. Come back. We're gonna dive into this Bama Georgia game. This is the first time in over a decade Bama, which obviously Nick Saban ain't been there, is a home underdog. Who are you guys picking and why? We're going to take a short break, come back. Jay Foreman, DP Austin. We'll be right back.
It's game on at Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Nebraska's premier Sea-Doo dealership. Score up to $300 off or a free 2-year warranty on 2024 Sea-Doo Sparks and $500 off or a free 2-year warranty on all other brand new 2024 Sea-Doos. Rule the streets on an Indian motorcycle with customer cash and trade-in credits up to $2,000 during the month of September. On or off-road, Elway Power Sports of Lincoln has you covered with a large selection of motorcycles and watercraft in stock at their new 27th and I-80 location. Hurry in, the clock is running down.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Nebraskans are proud of their public schools. Hi, I'm Tim Royers. As a Nebraska Teacher of the Year, I traveled across the state and saw the value public schools bring to our communities every day. They're where our kids get the skills and opportunities they need to succeed. They're where families come together to enjoy a musical, cheer for our teams, talk with teachers, and build trusted relationships. Strong public schools create strong communities.
Sponsored by the Nebraska State Education Association, aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and Truck Month is back. We have absolutely gigantic savings right now at Koppel. They are offering $12,500 off on select new pickups. That is not a mistake. You heard right. $12,500 off list price right now on select new pickups. Those discounted units, though, will not last long. These are all manager specials. You have to come in now, so hurry in down 144th Street or shop online at koppelcars.com. You'll be glad you did. Stock number G35609. Must trade.
Hi, my name is Molly Party. I'm a realtor with MP Dodge Real Estate. I'm a newly licensed agent and considered numerous brokerages before deciding on MP Dodge. I chose the company that gives me the most support in my new career, plus guidance and encouragement along the way. MP Dodge has a unique mentoring program for new agents. It's helped jumpstart my career and has a supportive management team and administrative staff. So if you're contemplating a career in real estate, look no further than MP Dodge. It will be the best decision you make.
Still using that old, outdated office phone system? You need better. At Hamilton, we offer solutions for the modern office. Whether you have an office full of staff or your employees work remotely and are on the go, seamless call handling is important. Elevate your communication and connect seamlessly with clients and staff with Hamilton Business Phone Systems. Choose better and hire Hamilton at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Perch Merch is your one-stop shop for all your printing and promotional needs in Lincoln, Nebraska. They specialize in screen printing, embroidery, vehicle wraps, window wraps, print collateral, promotional products, and signage. At Perch Merch, they are committed to delivering high-quality products and exceptional customer service. Their experienced team of designers and printing professionals will work with you every step of the way to ensure that your vision is realized. Call for a quote today at 402-217-5212 or go to perch-merch.com.
At Action Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Electrical, we're ready, reliable, and recommended. Water heater acting up or your sump pump on the fritz? Call Action. Summer's around the corner. Is your AC working? Are you sure? Call Action. Electrical problems? I'm telling you, call Action. Call Action for a free same-day estimate or a trusted second opinion. You heard that right, a free same-day estimate. 402-423-6960. ActionLincoln.com.
Old School with DP and J.
And, this part of camp it happens in high school camp, when they have a certain amount of time before their game, before school starts and all that. And then it happens in college and it happens in the pros. I had more fights with some of my good friends, the guys that I'm considered lifelong friends at this point in camp than with some over-energized rookie trying to make a name for himself. Seriously.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize before participating in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the K&TK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contest, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
back to Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Purdue?
Y'all better get in the car.
You better halfway right now.
You better get in the car.
You better be halfway right now. You got to leave right now. If you're driving to Purdue, it's 10 hours. If you left at 6, you could drive to 10 or 11. You're halfway there. Get a good night's sleep.
So the lowest price ticket for Nebraska Purdue tomorrow is now. So somebody bought the $4 tickets, and now there's $5 tickets, and there are.
But they just trying to get people there, though.
There are 7 $5 tickets left. There are 20, 30, 40. Okay, there's a whole rack of $6 tickets in the 100 section. And remember that most of the sections are like it's one level. So there is no upper bowl. There's higher seats, but there's no upper bowl.
Mm.
And so you can sit 17th row in the end zone for $6. You can sit at in rows
$6.
But you can sit at the 50-yard line in the 70th row for $6.
I ain't sitting in no 70th row.
Are you guys midfield people or end zone view people?
Midfield. I'm in the end zone. I feel like I'm watching TV in a big screen. It's just that's all you're getting from it. I'm midfield. I'd rather be up in midfield than lower corner or end zone. Like that. That's just me. I don't want to spend all my time looking up at the big screen. And that's assuming it's a good big screen, right? That even
actual
then,
jumbo truck.
Yeah. Even then, I'm still not cool about it.
I like the corner end zone. You can see everything, but you can't be up too high. Mid level. So because I'm tall enough, I can see over everybody. Now, if it's way at the other end, you're not going to see it anyways.
Right.
So, but you have a clear path because there's less blockage. People are more likely to sit down.
You can sit at the 50-yard line, at the 30-yard line, in the 40th row. $14.
How different is that in Tuscaloosa?
Ooh, yeah. In Tuscaloosa, that is $490 in the cheapest seats in the building now. Like they're getting feisty with it. They're getting saucy with it. They're getting saucy with it. I'm a little surprised at Oklahoma and Auburn.
Well, it's the first time Oklahoma is playing Auburn.
And Texas A&M. Well, that's what I thought. I thought you'd get some crossover. A&M and Arkansas, $77 ticket is still a little weird. Kansas, can't y'all do better? TCU, can't you do better? $30 a ticket.
And that's an Arrowhead.
Right. And we're paying more attention to UNLV tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah.
$30 ticket. We're paying more attention to it. We're actually, that score pops up tomorrow. We're actually gonna go, we're gonna feel some kind of way about it, no matter what.
If UNLV loses, who gets more street cred? The quarterback?
Oh yeah. Oh, the quarterback. The quarterback's walking through like Conor McGregor. He's walking through the casinos like Conor McGregor.
So they must have came up short on their ducats.
Did he bet against them this weekend?
He got a free bet because the same casino that wanted to make up the difference of money that he owed probably said, "Hey man, since they don't want to give it to you, you want to place a bet?" And he probably guess who lives in Vegas?
Yeah.
Guess Austin. You don't know?
I think there's a lot of different ways this could go, and I don't know which way to guess.
Steve Stevens.
Your man, your boy.
Guarantee he's ran into him at the sports book. Guarantee he ran into him in Vegas. Hey, you want to make some money with Steve Stevens? Yep, I'm telling you, they bet money is going to come in late and big on UNLV not to cover.
Oh, and okay. Can I brought that up because there are characters in play who specifically want the bet made by UNLV's quarterback and would be willing to pay for said bet for the value that it has, win or lose, after the game.
Yeah.
So whatever amount of money he thought he was short yesterday, he got it today. He may not have got it from them, but oh my.
Yeah, he's but I wonder how long he'll be able to stay in Vegas.
Semester?
He got to be
Thanksgiving?
gone. He got to be gone by Thanksgiving and Christmas. He's got to be on the money hustle right now like no other.
Halloween? Dress up as someone else, get out of town safe, and call it good?
He got to hit his last party. Isn't the day after Thanksgiving a big party day?
I think he's got one more week. I think he's
Where's
got
he
one more
going?
week.
He went to Holy Cross. Where's he going?
You go home. Go home and answer your phone and watch your Venmo account. Watch your crypto account.
Oh, he is from, and again, I feel confident putting the information out there and not like I'm doing the young man a disservice because
you're not giving his address.
I was going to say, right, if I know where he's from, they know where he's from. Went to high school in Uniondale, New York, and then Hightstown, New Jersey. So I think we just circled back to Rutgers.
Yeah.
To play quarterback?
We circled back to the mob, Jay.
Oh, yeah. But he ain't got nothing to do now, though. He's done. He ain't never going to play college football again.
Nothing to do but fear for his life.
He ain't never going to play again.
I think he's got a story to tell.
Yeah, but that story, the story's already been told. They came up short of your money. You quit. I mean, he's going to go to a lower level school.
Jay Foreman talking about him versus him speaking on his own. That dude's got money coming. He's got money coming. Oh man, whatever. Yeah, he's got money coming to literally.
But is that money worth getting that? Hey man, didn't you get the text to leave? That extra $1,000 that showed up in your Venmo was for you to leave the premise. You decided to stay. You know how you did the thing, DP?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You come here.
Yeah, this story.
I got to talk to you.
This story is not over. This story's not over.
His best bet is to run with it like Connor Stallions. Anyways, good week of shows. Huskers are going to roll. Also, make sure you tune in early tomorrow, 8:00 on the Husker or the Ticket pregame show. We're going to have all our personalities on all the way up to kickoff. But we're going to kick off this weekend. We're going to start off tonight. Jay Foreman, DP, Austin Norman. We're signing off. Be safe, be well, and we'll highlight you in the AM.